Ain't nothing better than this. Yeah, yeah. Ain't nothing better than this.
And welcome to another episode of Manjelah. My queen is in Austin, which is why we're doing this via the interwebs. She had a spontaneous trip.
I am in Texas. I came out here for my friend's 40th birthday party. I just woke up, which is why I have my morning voice on.
So did I.
It's very sexy. It's very smelly cat sexy.
You guys, we like doing stuff how we actually live life. So this is like, a lot of y'all always wonder, like, how do you guys do this? How do you guys do this with your busy schedules? Well, sometimes we have to adapt and roll, which I'm very proud of us, my queen, because we adapt and roll pretty well. I don't think anything really.
I would say so. I mean, especially this past year, we've been living in someone else's space and making that work, which has been quite adventurous. Like, so grateful for the space, so grateful that our friends are letting us live with them. And then it's that balance of like, make yourself at home, be comfortable, but then me and you also being like, okay, but don't get too comfortable because this still is not our house, like cleaning up like everything immediately, because I'm used to you yelling at me about my hair on the floor, which now I've been doing like every time I blow dry my hair, I get that Swiffer out and I'm like swiffing it up, like just to make sure.
Really? Because I'm still cleaning up hair off of the floor.
Oh, that's just because my hair comes out all the time. I just do it on the one when I know I'm blow drying my hair and there's gonna be a lot. Then I've been Swiffering, but even like every time I eat something, I wash the dish immediately. I don't leave anything in the sink.
So you need to do that when you come to home.
I know. Now I got to start doing that at home, but I like to leave it in the sink at home.
No, this proves that you can wash your own stuff and not leave it for me.
Yeah, but I also, every time I'm washing it, it's because I have anxiety because I'm like, oh, hurry, get their dishes back away. But not only that, it's just like having private time, like in the morning when I like to like have my journal and devotion time. Like, luckily I've had some really special moments with Brandon and Maddie where we're all out there kind of having our own morning time, individually, but together in the room, and it's really special. And we have like the meditation music on, and it's beautiful, or doing workouts with Maddie, like loving those moments. And then at the same time, knowing that I have all my stuff in a suitcase and I'm in someone else's space, and it's really been like adapt, Anjelah, adapt, like move. Typically, you'd be able to do all your meditation and energy medicine and all the things, but like go back in the room and do, you know what I mean? I don't know.
I do. I mean, this studio has been my lifesaver because me escaping here every morning at 4:35, this has kind of been like my space, to create, to meditate, to pray, to do all the stuff that I do. I just come here and spend the first 3-4 hours of the day here. But I think,
and luckily, no one will be there at that time.
No one's gonna be here. I love it, but I mean, I was using the restroom this morning, and I was like, I wanted to ask you, like, we're going on 11 years married, and I told this to you, but we'll say it to them. But I think it's awesome that we still love each other, but it's even more awesome that we still like each other, because a lot of people can be like, I love him or whatever, but sometimes I don't like him, or most of the times I don't like him. Like there's a love, but then when you're with them, you're like, I don't like this person. This person is not a. So what do you think is the magic for you to wake up every morning and still like me? Not love me, but like me. Because love, I feel, is obligatory.
Yeah. I I don't know. There's definitely, first of all, I get so happy when I wake up in the morning and you're actually still there. That because typically I wake up and Manny's gone for the day. Even if I wake up to just go to the bathroom, which where I think is very early in the morning, and I'm getting up to go to the bathroom and come right back to bed, he's still already up and gone for the day. Um, but then there's times where I wake up and I'm opening my eyes and I look over and Manny's still there and I get so happy and I start like cuddling on him, put my legs, spidering him up, like pretzeling my legs with Manny's legs and usually he's awake, but he's like watching the iPad or something. So he lets me cuddle him at that point and then we'll hold hands and I just love it. So I don't know if there's like a what's the secret to still liking each other. I think we just both still like each other. Like I
I
love your
think it's
personality. I love your who you you feel fill all the gaps in my life. Like I come to you a whole person, you come to me a whole person. We don't complete each other. We come to each other complete. But within life, there are like a puzzle piece, and that's the shape of me. So I'm a complete person, but the shape of me has these voids, and then your shape fits those voids perfectly, if that makes sense. So I'm not
hmm
trying to say like, oh, you complete me because we are both complete and in ourselves, but you just fill my spaces perfectly, and I'm so grateful for you.
I think, thank you, my queen. I think the secret is that we haven't given up trying to become better. No one has stuck a flag in the ground saying that I'm all the way right and you're all the way wrong and I'm not
Yeah,
changing. Because
yeah,
I kind of feel like that's where something along the lines in a marriage or in a relationship, there's an offense, there's
yeah,
an argument, there's a something, and someone plants their flag in the ground and they refuse to be wrong, no matter
right,
what.
right.
And the relationship will, that flag will plant in a boat and then it'll start leaking, and no matter what, the person will go down with that boat trying to be right, as opposed to trying to understand where each person is coming from. Because I feel like there are times where one of us could be right in something, but if you just make the point or make a point or create an argument to just be right without trying to understand the other person's viewpoint or why they do what they do or how they see things, then I feel like resentment is something that's easily stored up, Like there has to
Yeah,
be an understanding of why each other does what they do, and then at the same time, like, give grace in the sense of, at this point, I feel like I don't think there's anything that you, if we disagree or if we whatever, I don't think there's anything that you do to try to hurt me, and there's a big difference.
not anymore.
Yeah, yeah, there's a
In the
big difference.
beginning, I did.
Yeah,
Right,
and
right.
then you grew, and I think that's just the key, that a commitment to growing
Mhm.
and never being the same person, and fully holding space and understanding one another or trying to understand one another. It's hard
I
because you want
think,
to be right. Like everybody, and I don't mean you, I mean like everybody wants to be right and they want to think that they have the answer to everything, but I just don't know if it's
I
worth it.
think our last talk that we had, without getting into the topic of it, was a good example of both of us having points and both of us having moments of understanding the other person's points. Would you
hmm
agree?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. I do. Because there's something, like I always tell people, like, one of the most amazing things inside of our marriage is that we're so openly communicative that, you know, shame and fear doesn't really have a place in our relationship. And I get scared or angry when I feel shame or fear try to creep in, uh, because of whatever reason. Like I never want to not feel supported, even if I'm ignorantly doing something dumb or whatever. Like to know that the other person wants to and has your back and wants to give you the benefit of the doubt every step of the way is different. Especially, and what I think it should come from is the fact that they're not doing everything right. You're not doing everything right. You show each other how to love one another by setting an example. And that's kind of like how I do things. Like, I love you the way I want to be loved, which is pretty much, I don't think there's been a time where you've made mistakes or done stuff or whatever, and I just lord it over you and make you feel like a piece of crap. I pretty much come to every single situation to where I'm like, I'm going to understand her. And even more now than ever before. Way more now since we did that marriage retreat. Like I literally, after that marriage retreat, went through every scenario in my head, every good, every bad scenario, and have chosen that day and every day since then to fully be on your side, no matter what. No matter what. Never go to anger first, never go to disappointment first, never go to judgment first. No matter what comes out of your mouth, I'm like always going to go to understanding. And I think I'm able to do that only because I know what goes on in my heart, in my head, as a human, as someone that's trying to be better. So many things that it's like, oh my God, I could be judged for every single one of these thoughts. I can be condemned. I can be angry at me and stuff,
Oh, I should start doing that with you.
You don't do that? Babe, you should do that. You don't do that. I know it's different.
I go to anger first.
It's fully different. I could tell.
I go to defense first. What did you just say? No. Oh, I thought you said something else. Okay.
Yeah. You gotta work on that.
Yeah. I was gonna say, God, you said something and I wanted to chime in, but then you kept talking and then I lost my thought.
I'm sorry, babe. I was in a flow.
You were in a flow, but I'm gonna need you to take breaths in between so I can chime in.
Just raise your hand. Go like this and I'll stop.
I'm gonna start doing that. Oh, I know what I was gonna say. The marriage retreat that Manny's talking about. If you want to hear about it, we did an episode where we talked about it and things that we learned. So go to the YouTube channel, my YouTube channel, and I believe it's up there, like for a Manjelah episode where we talk about going on the marriage retreat. Was it a Manjelah or a Knights?
No, I think it was
probably been both, actually, to be honest. But I'm pretty sure it was Manjelah. We did Manjelah for sure.
Mm-hmm. Well, thanks for joining us, everybody. This is just a small little catch up because my queen has to go and enjoy the 40th birthday of our friend. I was gonna say bachelorette. Yeah. They already got married. 40th birthday of her friend, and I don't want to take too much time, but please subscribe, share, friend, like, all that good stuff to our channels and our socials. We would appreciate it. Everything's in the bio, in the link, in the description. We love you guys so much. Manjelah out.